Today we are going to start the next topic covering the basic characteristics of computer architecture. Before moving forward, we have to cover the what would be the basic elements which are being required to make up a particular network, right? It needs some devices. These devices are very much used to communicate with one another. Some medium is also required. This is how the devices are connected with each other, right? So it needs to follow these particular things. If we just talk about these particular devices are being used for the same purpose. Okay, medium, whatever type of medium we are using here. If we just talk about different type of networks like telephone network, then the particular medium will also be changed, right? If we just talk about broadcast network, again the medium would also change, but the set of rules remains as per the type of network which we are using, right? If we just talk about the network architecture characteristics, then we should have to concentrate on each and every one of them, just starting from fault tolerance, from scalability, quality of service, and security too, right? As far as fault tolerance is concerned, it has been made up of two words. First one is fault and second one is tolerance. It is the overall capability of a network to bear the fault. For example, as you can see in this network, these are the two local area networks which are being connected with each other with the help of these routers. Okay, and with the help of these routers, they are being connected with the internet themselves, right? So ultimately, as you can see here, if you just feel, अगर इन कनेक्टेड राउटर्स में से एक भी राउटर बंद हो जाता है तो क्या होगा कि ये पूरा का पूरा नेटवर्क इंटरनेट से कट जाएगा. तो इस पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम को ओवरकम करने के लिए हमने क्या किया, इंस्टेड ऑफ कनेक्टिंग टू राउटर्स वी हैव कनेक्टेड 4 राउटर्स सच दैट अगर एक ये पाथ ब्रेक हो जाए तो राउटर दूसरे पाथ से अपना कनेक्शन इंटरनेट के साथ बनवा सके. सो दैट पर्टिकुलर मेथड इज कॉल्ड redundancy method. So these redundant connections allow each and every type of device and replicate the particular device to provide the a connectivity without fault. Second important characteristic is scalability. Scalability is a capability of a network to grow to make that network scalable. That means that how you can grow that particular network, or how you add that particular network and to make that network scalable. किस तरीके से आप अपने नेटवर्क को बढ़ा सकते हो. क्या आपका नेटवर्क ऐसा है कि उसको आप अगर ग्रो करना चाहो तो वो ग्रो कर सकता है. मीन्स आज मेरे नेटवर्क में 100 कंप्यूटर्स हैं, अगर मैं चाहूँ तो आने वाले टाइम में 500 कंप्यूटर्स को ऐड करना चाहूँ, वो सो इज़ इट पॉसिबल और नॉट. So this particular characteristic must also be supported by the network architecture. Another property is quality of service. The quality of service leads to the degree of satisfaction of user. For example, a user is here and he is using the internet, and that internet is not showing the particular page with the absolute amount of correct information which is supposed to be transferred. Then that particular internet connection, whatever would be the service provider, is not called as optimum and proper quality of service internet connection. For example, if you are using इंटरनेट कनेक्शन ऑफ 2 वेंडर्स, फॉर एग्जांपल आप वोडाफोन के इंटरनेट को यूज़ करते हो और आइडिया के इंटरनेट को यूज़ करते हो, दोनों में से किस पर्टिकुलर नेटवर्क की कॉस्ट कम है एज़ कम्पेयर टू देयर रिसेप्शन, वो भी क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस का ही पार्ट होता है. सो इट इज़ अल्टीमेटली a sort of degree of satisfaction of user. Next point is security. That the network must be secured not only in terms of physical security but also with their logical security, right? A particular type of algorithm has to be implemented on the respective devices, right? If we just talk about these systems, all of these sort of device on which we work at the end are called as endpoint devices. Whenever we just talk about these devices, that means these devices are being used at the end, so they are called as endpoint devices. If we just talk about these devices which works intermediately or in between these end devices and internet, then these particular devices are called as intermediary devices, right? I think all of these 4 points are very much clear to you. Apart from that, just see this particular figure again and try to correlate each and every type of network characteristic with this figure. We have just redundant the particular type of device to make that particular network more fault tolerant. Another example of fault tolerance is, for example, if you are having a same IP configured in two systems, so it always show a particular type of problem called IP conflict problem. So just but that particular, whenever this particular problem occurs, that particular problem doesn't mean that that your internet on other computer gets down. So if two computers are having a same IP like this system and this system, so it doesn't mean that all of the network get down. Only these particular two system get down and another network will uh, go on and on and on, right? So just to replicate the particular things, for example, whenever we talk about the logic, we will make an arrangement in IP settings also, which we will discuss later on, right? Scalability again, that means if you want to make that router scalable, अगर मैं चाहूँ मैं यहाँ पर एक और स्विच लगाऊँ और इस नेटवर्क को और भी इंक्रीज कर सकता हूँ. So that scalability, that shows the scalability property. Next thing is quality of service. What type of device I am using in between, what types of wire I am using actually. So these sort of things comes into the consideration of quality of service. Ultimately, what is the reception at which particular cost we are giving, right? Next is security, that particular network on which we have deployed the connectivity, that should be 100% secure in nature, right? So ultimately the network architecture has three goals. It must be able to share your resources. It should be convergent in nature. What do you mean by convergence? Nowadays we use audio and video data more as compared to data, simple text data. So that network must be that much convergent that it must support each and every type of data on it, right? So it is another goal of that computer network architecture. Next is media independence. Whenever we want to expand or scale our network, it requires the deployment of different type of devices. For example, if we are not able to deploy wire in particular sort of geographical conditions, then we have to deploy some wireless devices. So that your network architecture must support media independence also, right? As you can see here, I have discussed about the endpoint devices earlier. So that network structure contains client server with in this particular LAN, another LAN is there, and that LAN is being interconnected with each other with the help of some routers. So 2 or 3 things are cleared here, that all of these devices which are being used at the end are called as endpoint devices, and these devices are called as intermediate devices, right? And it is an architecture, it is a type of network which is called as client server architecture. If we just talk about another type of network is called as peer-to-peer network, which I will be discussing later on. Here we have to concentrate upon the basic categories of the network now. If we just talk about some short distance communication and we just talk about the arrangement of our lab, it is an example of local area network. In my specific thinking, the another type that is called as MAN is nothing but it is an extension of local area network. Another type of network which we just come across, they are used for generally for long distance communication and the communication between remote areas. Then these particular type of networks are called as WANs or wide area networks. The type of devices, if we just talk about some type of devices in these particular networks, in local area network we used to use switches, hubs, bridges, repeaters, right? If we just talk about metropolitan area network, then we need to extend our network up to a level. So we need to use more repeaters, more bridges in the metropolitan area networks. But Nowadays, in the current scenario, we used to use some wireless devices, so we need to have some MikroTik connectivity to connect different parts of a city or a campus using some point to point wireless connections. Another, if we just talk about wide area network, here we need to use the router, right? What is the function of router? If we just talk about these devices, the function of hub or switch is to connect simple different systems in a network, right? In a local area network. I will be giving you some example in the later on slides, right? And if we just talk about wide area networks, that means we are connecting network of multiple networks, right? Just do not get confused in between wide area networks and internet. Internet is different than the wide area network. Wide area network may be your own, right? You know, for example, if you just create a wide area network for HCL company, so it is a private property of HCL, right? So if it is being used as internet, then it needs to be it needs to get a permission from the authority of IANA and others. What these authorities are, it will also be discussed in the next presentation. So here you have to concentrate and you have to know what are the basic devices which are being used in local area network. As you can see, it is a client server architecture. If you want to connect some building or a network, these type of arrangements are called as SOHO, or small office or home office networks. Here you are using some end devices with the help of some sort of intermediate devices, right? Here a server would be there which will giving you services, right? So that particular type of networks are called as local area networks. They generally use some switches or and hubs, right? If we just talk about wide area networks, then these wide area networks are being required to connect two different local area networks. Here, as you can see, some two local area networks are there which are being connected with the help of two routers, right? So these WANs need to be connected with the help of routers only, because routers are the devices which are being used to connect two different networks, not in terms of location, not in terms of distance. These particular networks are considered to be different on on behalf of geographical locations, but mainly they are being considered as different on behalf of their IPs and IP range. What are these IPs? As you can you are known with this fact that IP is nothing but they are the internet protocols. That internet protocols of the might be of the nature of 192.168.0.1, as you have seen in your mobile phone or in your wireless routers. I am not talking about these toy routers. These particular routers are different from the routers which are being used at your home. So I think you have not into the configuration of these particular routers. That's why I've used the term toy. So these routers needs to be configured with a certified personnel, right? So ultimately these sort of example are known as a wide area network example, right? If we talk about peer-to-peer connection, these types of connections are being required whenever you need to download some heavy files. Then you need to connect with each other with the help of some specific type of tunneling protocols. We'll be discussing these tunneling protocols afterwards, but here you need to just concentrate and you need to know that what does it mean? It means you have a peer-to-peer connection with each other. That means point-to-point connection with the help of internet. Whatever you can see in between these lines indicates the cloud in between. That cloud indicates internet, right? For example, if you want to download a heavy file using IDM or Internet Download Manager, then you need to have a peer-to-peer connection, and that particular type of connection will lead you to connect with the particular system with the help of some seats and pairs, right? If we just talk about, I have just given a glimpse on and a lecture on topology at the last class, and I have also given an hybrid topology there. Just concentrate on this particular figure here. Here you can see these systems are being connected in a bus topology form. If we just talk about the device which we use here to connect these particular stations is nothing but it is a simple wire, right? Here we have a line configuration with the help of these taps, right? And you are having this bus, but these two buses are suppose these particular two buses are being connected with the help of hub. then this particular type of topology is considered to be as a hybrid one, because it is using the bus topology, different buses with the it is connecting different buses with the help of that hub, and ultimately it makes a sort of star. So it is the hybrid one, right? Some another example, if we talk about example of your lab, as I have told and as I have given in the last lecture, if we talk about the wide area network, so there are two methods using which we can connect. First one is the switched wide area network, and second one is point to point wide area network. Whenever we talk about the switch WAN, we may switch the particular type of service. For example, there are two end system or three end systems are there. If you want to connect in them with each other, then we need to have some sort of switched WAN. For example, if that particular system get down, that particular router get down, then another way would be there to connect these particular systems, right? Another way is to make a point to point connection. This is very much important. For example, if you want to connect with the ISP, ISP means Internet Service Provider. So you need to get connected with a point to point connectivity with the help of modem. What is modem? Modem is nothing but it is consisting of two different words. First one is MO and second one is DEM. MO indicates modulation and DEM indicates demodulation. It is the conversion of digital data to analog data with the help of that MO, that is the conversion of digital form into analog form. Just to travel it for a long distance, it needs to be converted into analog form, right? And that analog form is going to be converted into a digital transformation, that is in the form of 0 1 with the help of another modem which is being situated at the remote location, right? So another example you can see here, if we just talk about some heterogeneous network made of the 4 LAN and 2 LANs. So if we just talk about WAN, whenever you are very much capable to see a LAN here and a LAN here. If you want to connect these two different local area networks, when you need to have a router first. If you have understood with this thing that you need to have a router to connect two different devices, right? If we just talk about switched WAN, then you can connect these particular networks with the help of a set of routers or switching WAN. But if another person want to connect with you, then it has to be connected with the help of modem, right? And ultimately you will be connected either with this network or with this network with the help of modems. First of all, your connectivity should be there with the, here you can see, as you can see as a president. So it is nothing but it is a type of cloud or internet which we are using in between, right? So it is an example, it is just a sort of example. It is showing that a number of networks are required to make a WAN. For example, 2 LANs and 4 WANs are there, right? So I think you are very much understood with that. But one more thing is that please do not get confused with it and do not confuse it with the another term which is very much famous here, that is internet. Internet is nothing but it is a network of networks. It has revolutionized many aspects in our daily lives, as I have given you an example that it impacts each and everything which we are being used for communication, right? So internet is nothing but it is a network of networks. Multiple networks are there. For example, networks of Vidya Knowledge Park, networks of any other university, network of HCL, network of Google. Each and every network are being connected with the help of certain WANs or WAN architectures, right? And ultimately what we can say, it is nothing but it is a sort of global mesh. As you can remind the mesh topology, mesh means it is the peer-to-peer connectivity between the different nodes which are present. Here we can consider these nodes as the different routers. Just see this example. Whenever we just talk about internet, internet is defined as a global mesh of the interconnected network. Just see this figure. That figure gives you a glimpse. For example, if you are situated here in Vidya Knowledge Park or in India, and you are being connected with certain router, and these routers are being connected with certain another routers of different ISPs. Here ISP means Internet Service Providers. So ultimately, if you want to communicate in London, you have to communicate with this particular system to that system, right? So for that particular communication, you need to cover, or you need to go across a number of routers. Here I would like to let you know about some DOS commands to check out whether these routers are present in between or not. Just apply a command ping, P-I-N-G. What is the name of command? P-I-N-G. Just use this ping command followed with the address of any website. For example, you can apply a ping space google.com in your DOS. You will be just able to see that a number of routers will come, and it will show show a number of hops. So these particular hops will show you the overall routers which come across from you to google.com, right? What you have to do, you have to just apply this command, that is ping. Okay, I think it is clear. First just type ping command and follow it with google.com. Apply this command in your DOS, right? Just open your command prompt and apply this command. You will be able to see that it go across some sort of routers, right? And it will be connected with the help of certain replies. If you will be having certain reply, you will be able to see certain an IP address as just adjacent to this command. That particular IP address will give you the exact address of google.com. Just copy that particular IP address and type that IP address into your browser's address bar, then see what happens. Google.com get open, right? Another command which I would like to let you know is trace route, right? How you will type this command? You have to type this command like this: TRACERT. ट्रेस रूट कमांड को आप अप्लाई करेंगे और साथ में टाइप करेंगे google.com. वेयर यू विल अप्लाई दिस कमांड ऑन कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट. ओके, it will show you different hops. What do you mean by hops? Hops means here as the total number of routers which come across in between you and the destination. That means you are source here, and the upcoming whatever type of website you have used adjacent to it would be the destination. Just apply these commands. We'll be just having a discussion about that in the next lecture. Thank you.